Hey guys, welcome back to the Western Vocal channel of SIF Young Artist, where we nurture the artist in you. I'm Anirudh, and today we are on episode number 7 of our weekly live stream, which is the Western Vocals Beginners course. So we are live every Monday at 4 p.m. And if this is the first time that you're joining us, it's basically a beginner's 101 course in the style of Western vocals, and we take you through all the concepts you need to improve as a singer. So if you're joining us for the first time, go back once this live is done and watch all the previous 6 videos. You'll have a lot to gain from it. If there are any confusions, you can also comment below your questions and we'll try our best to answer them for you. Okay, and all the material that we discuss in today's class and all the previous classes, like the PDFs and any other video links, they'll all be available in the description box below. So make sure to check it out after the live, and you'll find the same for every live video up until this point. Okay, great then. So for those of you who have joined us, you already know how we start pretty much every live class, that is with our usual warm-ups, so that the whole body is warmed up and ready for singing, right? But today we're going to actually be changing things up a bit, and we'll be starting with a very important topic. This is a question that I get a lot from singers. Usually they say, I'm not able to project my voice, I'm not able to sing like I want to. And 8 out of 10 times, the main issue is not in your voice, but it is actually in how you're taking care of your voice and not following healthy singing techniques, or even your body posture for that matter. So warm-ups are really important, as we have already discussed. But then again, you need to take care of a lot more things and treat your voice just as an instrument, right? So say for example, you're a guitarist. You're not going to be just throwing around your guitar after every practice session or every live show. So you're going to be taking care of it. You're going to be changing the strings, polishing it, getting it checked. Voices. So if you are serious about singing and taking singing up in an amateur, semi-professional, professional, whatever level it may be, the first thing to do is make sure that you're taking care of your voice just like it is another instrument, following healthy singing techniques and warming up your voice before each performance or practice session, and of course making sure your body posture is completely fine. So today, before we go to the warm-ups, let me discuss a bit more theory with you guys. So let me open up my PDF for the day. Okay, hope you can see this clearly. Right, so today's topic is vocal health, posture, and healthy singing. We'll also be discussing a bit of this in the next class. So make sure to attend that as well on next Monday at 4 p.m. Okay, so let's get started. So tips for better singing, right? So when people ask me why my voice is not up to the mark, why do I feel like it's not getting where I want to? So the main reason for a subpar vocal performance, whether it's in a live setting or whether you're recording in a studio, are strain or fatigue, that is basically just your voice getting worn out or tired. The second one is unhealthy singing techniques, like I mentioned, and a couple of other things which can be due to your lifestyle or health conditions is mucus buildup, inflammation, and also dryness, right? It's mainly in your throat and in your nasal cavity, that is near your nose. Okay, so everything to do with singing is basically mainly from the diaphragm, the throat, your nose, and the whole respiratory tract. So we will look at how breathing and respiration plays an important role a little later today. Okay, so now to combat these, what are some guidelines that you can follow? So if you are taking your singing even a bit seriously, then these are some dietary and lifestyle tips. Yes, many singers don't talk about this, so most people don't know that you need to also take care of your body, your health, and your diet if you want your voice to work at an optimum level, right? So the first one is minimum 8 hours of sleep per day or per night. So that is really important, guys. So 7 to 8 hours of sleep minimum per day is important, because the best way to put it is a rested body and mind means rested vocal cords. So you can work or sing at an optimum level only if you have got enough sleep. So whether you divide it 6 hours in the night, 2 hours in the afternoon, or whatever combination, that's fine. But do try to get bulk of your sleep in the night, and minimum 7 to 8 hours is mandatory to take care of your voice as well. Otherwise you will feel vocal fatigue the next day. The second thing is minimum of 3 liters of water per day. So I guess this is overall good for you in general, because this keeps you hydrated, right? And this will avoid any sort of dryness in your throat. So you're hydrated all the time. So this is almost like a massage, right? For your, or like lubricant for your throat. Like how you take care of engines of your vehicles by putting the oils and all of that. So this is exactly the same way. You need to drink 3 liters of water per day so that you stay hydrated. The second thing is basic exercise, mainly cardio. So even if you have a very busy lifestyle and you're not able to get in too much of time at the gym or anything of that sort, it's completely fine. The minimum you can do is at least go for a brisk walk for 15 or 20 minutes every day, ideally in the morning once you wake up. But yeah, any time in the day should be fine, because as I said, this goes a long way in warming up your body as well. And once your body is warmed up, there is not much tension in your body, and this allows your voice to flow freely. So try this out for a week and let us know how you feel, right? Even just the top three. So the next one is avoid smoking and drinking alcohol in excessive amounts. So this is again useful not just for singers but for everyone in general. I'm not preaching here, but then again, especially if you're a singer, any sort of smoking is going to harm your voice, period, right? So there is no way around it. You might ask me, can I smoke like once a week or twice a week or whatever? But the strict answer is, if you want to, you can. But ideally, it's not good for your voice in the long run. It's only going to worsen your inflammation, reduce your breath control, and like cause a lot of other health issues, right? And of course, drinking alcohol can dry up your throat. So even if you drink, there are tips that you can drink equal amounts of water with it so that you don't dry out your throat excessively. So the bare minimum you can do is try not to smoke or drink at least a day prior to a performance or a studio recording, right? Okay, so the next thing is avoid shouting or whispering. I think a lot of you would know shouting, you shouldn't shout, or even the next point also works with this: avoid speaking or singing over loud music or noise. So what happens is, a lot of times, maybe in a karaoke setting, or maybe like you want to talk to someone far away or anything of that sort, or there's just a noisy pub or restaurant you're at, and you tend to shout or scream or speak or even sing sometimes over loud volumes, right? That is completely harmful for your voice, because it tires out your voice immediately, right? So this is one thing you guys really need to stop, because the vocal fatigue you feel even just after 20 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes of talking over loud music or loud noise is a lot. Okay, so but the other thing you might be asking, so I have seen a lot of people come up to me and they'll be like, they'll start whispering to me, because I have been in the music scene for a long time. I have seen a lot of people do this. They come up to me and they start whispering. They're like, hey Anirudh, it's like, sorry, I have a show. If you couldn't hear me, they're like, sorry, I have a show, or I have a recording or a performance today, so I'm just whispering to save my voice. But this is completely a no-no for you guys. You might think whispering will help you save your voice and not cause too much tiredness or fatigue to your voice, but that's completely the opposite, because when you whisper, you're actually squeezing your vocal tracts more than usual, right? So this can cause unnecessary compression and lead to damaging of your vocal folds and your overall vocal box and voice box and the vocal system over a long period of time. So please stop whispering as well. The next thing is avoiding dairy products, that is anything to do with milk, butter, paneer, all of that, at least on the performance day. So you have a performance today evening, try to cut any dairy products, even coffee for that matter. If you really want to, you can have black coffee, but try to cut out all sort of dairy, just at least even if the night of the performance, before the night of the performance, right? And the next thing is to avoid, why? Because this causes a lot of mucus buildup and congestion. And avoid spicy foods for at least 24 hours before a performance. This is again something which I don't see many people following. This is mainly because this can again cause vocal irritation or dryness, okay, and inflammation as well. So please avoid spicy foods. The last thing, and which is very, very, very important, because I see quite a few people, especially if you are just beginning or starting off as a singer, I've seen many singers do this where they stress eat or binge eat or overeat just before their performance, right? So why this is bad, or even eating just before sleeping is bad, because this leads to what we call as acid reflux. You might have experienced it before, where you feel like the food is almost coming up towards your throat and you feel that burning sensation in your throat, right? So this can cause burning of your vocal folds, and it can lead to a lot of irritation, especially on the performance or recording day. So please avoid eat like overeating or eating even 2 hours before a performance. Okay, cool. Okay, so what are some quick fixes that you guys can do when you are facing any of these issues, whether it's mucus buildup, inflammation, all of that? It's mainly steam inhalation. This is the best way, guys, trust me. So inhale steam, whether you have that steam machine or just like boil water, and then you can inhale it. This will reduce inflammation, and this will give you a lot of relief, especially when you feel like your voice is stuck. The second thing is gargling with lukewarm water mixed just with a pinch of salt. Don't use too much salt, because this can again dry out your throat. But when you use lukewarm water to gargle, this again soothes your throat, like it's almost like a massage for your vocal folds, and this relaxes them, right? And again, drinking warm, not hot. So drinking warm water is also very useful in keeping yourself hydrated, and again it acts like a relaxant, and it all of these reduce inflammation, and if any mucus buildup is there, especially steam inhalation cuts it off as well. And the last one is of course warm-ups, which we all know the importance of: lip trills, vocal fries, the yawn technique, and so on. So we have worked on lip trills and yawn technique, but vocal fries is something probably you guys will be wondering what is that. So I will explain it to you in the next session. So this is a new warm up for you, but trust me, this is, like I keep saying, this is like a massage to your vocal folds for everything. But if there was one go-to massage, the best massage and relaxation for your vocal folds, it is the vocal fry, right? And these three are the three warm-ups that I would recommend anyone to do if they just had about 5 to 10 minutes before a performance. So that's why I've just noted them. If you have more time, you can do more warm-ups. Okay, now we are moving to the body mechanism in singing, right? So now, until now, there was quite a bit of theory. So now we can actually see a bit of pictures here so that you guys understand better. See, as singers, just removing strains from our throats isn't enough. Our whole body needs to be relaxed and warmed up for effortless singing. So for those of you who have followed the course for the past 6 episodes, you know that this is very, very important. So this is exactly what is achieved by the vocal warm-ups we do at the beginning of each session, right? And one of the most important aspects of singing is our breathing. So trust me, guys, when we say breathing is basically has the power of life in it, this is also true for singing. If you don't breathe correctly and breathe well, everything else is secondary. This is the most important thing for singing. Okay, so there are 3 main following systems when we talk about breathing, right? So the first one is what we call the air pressure system. So the air pressure system consists of the diaphragm below your lungs, also like a bit of your abdominal muscles that is near your stomach, and the chest muscles, the ribs, and the lungs. Overall, all of these in general, these are what produce and control the air pressure that causes our vocal folds. That is our vocal, what we call as the voice box and the vocal cords. The folds in them vibrate only because we are creating an air pressure. So it's almost like a pump or a suction system for just easy understanding to simplify things. So you can see the diagram there. So the whole thing is the air pressure system. The diaphragm, the lungs, of course your ribs and chest muscles come into picture here. The above systems, we will talk about them soon in the next part. Okay, so the voice box or the larynx or the vocal cords or vocal folds, this is where the vocal folds vibrate, turning this air pressure that we are feeling into actual sound waves, right? Because just the air pressure isn't enough, we need to convert it or produce sound from it. So this is what the voice box or the larynx does, and I think most of you knew that. So vocal cords in the larynx sort of look like this. The epiglottis is the bottom part, and the trachea is what is shown in the middle there. But mainly, if you see the vocal cords, they are like very, very thin muscular tissue where they can open and close as air pass through them, right? So depending on how your air passes through and how you are sort of controlling these vocal cords, that determines how your voice sounds. So, and again, I've also told you in the last class, we'll do a quick recap for 2 minutes in a bit, but last class that a lot of you might have thicker vocal cords, thinner vocal cords, longer, shorter. There are a lot of types. That is why all of our voices are unique, right? Some of us have a much deeper voice, some of us have a higher voice, and everything in between. So just remember, all voices are unique, so make sure to own your voice. Okay, guys, so the last one is the resonators, where just as our voices sound different in different spaces, say you guys would have experienced this, right? So in a stairwell or in an empty room or in a church, all of these places, your voice sounds slightly different. This is mainly due to resonance and reverberation. That's basic physics, but basically that is exactly what happens within our bodies. So when our bodies resonate in different parts, say for example the skull and the throat, there are different parts in the skull and throat, such as the nasal cavity, the oral cavity, the larynx, the pharynx, etc. These give our voices a very different quality, right? So say for example, if so you can see the photo as well. You see the tongue, and behind we have the soft palate, and the area behind the tongue is also called the pharynx, where our voice box is, that is basically the larynx, and the vocal cords are there, and the tracheae are basically the pipe that you see below, which is connected to our respiratory system, right? So it's in the windpipe. So yeah, so for example, just to give you an example, so if I'm feeling mainly the resonance or the vibrations in my chest area and above in my throat area, right? Basically in my larynx, it is probably going to sound something like this is going to be the texture of it. Now say my vocal the voice is resonating basically in my nasal cavity somewhere. See, now you can actually hear a very big difference in the texture and tone of my voice, right? And say if I'm completely resonating in my head, that is in my skull and above my nose, nasal cavity, and nowhere else, not even close to the larynx. Here I'm feeling only the resonance in my head, right? So this is how our voice sounds different as it resonates, as these sound waves resonate in different parts of our skull and our throat. So hope that is clear, guys. This is very important. I know there is a lot of content today to absorb for you guys, but please try and refer back to this PDF. You'll find it in the description of this live. Okay, so not too much more, we just have about a few more minutes. So see, here's a great breathing exercise for you guys to improve breath control while singing, as it is very, very important to save your breath and to take breaths at the right spots, right? So I've also heard a lot of you complain that you're running out of breath when you're singing a line, or you don't know where to take the correct breath. So if you can do this simple exercise, this will help you a lot. So just read it first, and then I'll come on video and I'll show it to you guys. So firstly, slowly and deeply breathe in through your nose and let your stomach area, right? So both front and the sides expand. So when you inhale it, many people try to expand their chest area, but that's wrong. You need to actually expand near your stomach, your abdominal muscles, and your diaphragm, right? So then slowly exhale through your mouth, but close your teeth. So it has to sound like I'm closing my teeth now, and so my tongue is between the teeth and I'm hissing the air out. So I'm not letting a lot of air out. So yeah, and time yourself. So once you start exhaling through your mouth, start timing yourself, right? So initially you may only clock up to 7 to 10 seconds max, but as and when you do this much more often, you can, with consistent practice, you can easily reach over 30 seconds. I have also been able to reach, when I'm fully warmed up, almost a minute, right? About 52 seconds as well. So you can slowly start doing this, but make sure it is completely slow. So let me just demonstrate this to you guys quickly before we move on to the song. Okay, so if I'm standing up here, when I'm taking a deep breath, your stomach, your diaphragm, your stomach area, and also the sides, right, they need to expand. So I'm taking a deep breath through my nose slowly. See how my stomach expands? So this is how you need to inhale, and when you're exhaling, so let me inhale. So I just did it a bit faster so that we don't waste too much time. So I hope you guys heard it. Just close your teeth and make a hissing sound. So very slowly and steadily, you don't need to do and let all the air out. And if you're running out of breath, it's completely fine. Don't try to push out in the end, right? So just let it be fully natural and very, very slow. So hope that is clear, and please time yourself, and once you do it for a week, and then comment in this video below in the comment section about how long you guys could last with this breathing exercise. And we'll be involving this in our warm-ups from next week as well, so please make sure to practice it this week. Now let me quickly go back to this. This is the last part of theory before we move on to the song, guys. So now, with all the knowledge from today's session, let's do our usual warm-ups, of course. So quickly, for 2 minutes before we do the warm-ups, ensure the following. So we are going to be talking about this part much more in detail in the next class, but make sure before you start singing, this should be your body posture, where your shoulders are dropped and your chest is high but not strained. The second is your spine is straight, so that you're not like sort of bending forward or backward or leaning against anything. The third is your chin should be parallel to the floor. Fourth is the abdomen is flat and firm. The fifth is the knees are loose and not locked, right? Let your legs also be loose. Hands are relaxed and are still at the side. So you don't need to move your hands. Let them just be relaxed and on the sides. And let your lungs fill up to expand the stomach and abdominal area every time you breathe in, and contract with every breath out. So just as I showed you, you need to expand with each breath. It needs to go all the way down, and when you exhale, let the breath out, it needs to again contract back. And lastly, the feet are slightly apart. You don't need to join them, or you don't need to spread them too far apart, but they should be firmly planted on the ground, guys. This is very important. I've seen a lot of guys, when they're straining naturally, just their feet, like they are standing on their toes, or they're sort of having a lot of tension in their feet and in their legs, right? So this shouldn't happen. Let them be on the ground and just slightly apart, so you are relaxed, right? Okay, so now let us quickly do our usual warm-ups in 2 minutes before we head to the song. Okay, guys, ready? So let me put some soothing music for you guys. Okay, so let's firstly start with the shoulder drop just once. Inhale. One more time. Great job. Now your neck, right to left. Up to down. And clockwise. And anti-clockwise. Right? Great job. Now the next thing is opening your mouth as wide as you can, so you remove the tension in your mouth and your cheeks. And slowly close it. The next thing is to remove tongue tension, that is stretch your tongue as far below as possible. And slowly retract it back. Okay, great job. The next one is the yawn technique. So just make yourself yawn a couple of times so your throat opens up. If you can't force yourself to yawn, imagine I'm yawning and you know how contagious yawning is, so you guys will yawn as well. So one more time. Great job. Now just hum any note that you're comfortable with so you're warmed up. So let me take a middle note for me. Nice, it sounds bright and nice. And lastly, we have the lip trills where we start low and go high and come back down, right? So close your cheeks, hold your cheeks with 2 fingers and then make a burr sound with your lips and make sure it goes up and down. So see how I did from my lowest pitch to my highest pitch. One last time I'll show you. Let's do it quicker this time. Your nose starts itching right after the lip trill. So if your nose starts itching, that means you're doing it correctly, guys, because you feel your vibrations mainly around your nose. Okay, so let's stop the music. Now we're done with the warm-ups. So now let's quickly dive into the song, because today is the last class. I'm teaching you the second half of the chorus of It's a Beautiful Day. And from the next week, we are also going to be learning a fun song about body posture. And we'll be completing It's a Beautiful Day next week fully. So I need you guys to be ready to sing along with me next week, right? So this is the last class of teaching that song. So before I move on to the song, I just want to quickly show, for those of you who missed, a quick recap of what we did last class. The main thing we did last class was vocal types. So in males, there is mainly bass, baritone, and tenor. And in females, it's mainly alto, mezzo, and soprano, right? So bass is the lowest voice in men, and it usually lasts from an E2 to an E4. Baritones usually from an F2 or G2 to an F4 or G4. And tenors are usually C3 to C5, right? The examples are given as well. For those of you who missed this, please go back to session number 6 and go through this in detail. And for the female voice types, we have alto, mezzo, and soprano. Alto is the lowest, usually from an E3 or F3 to an E5 or F5. We have mezzo, which is usually A3 to A5, and soprano usually C4 to C6. This is the highest female voice. Okay, so guys, I'm just cutting through so that we can go to the song. Now, for those of you who missed it, please go back and watch and figure out your range. For those of you who attended the last class and tried figuring out your range, please comment below. I'm very intrigued to know what all of you guys discovered, right? So you may be a girl, but you may have a lower voice, you may be a boy, and you might have a higher voice, and all these combinations are possible. So you can try it with a perfect piano app or an instrument that you have. Try to match the notes one by one and see what your range is. And please comment below what you guys have discovered about the limits of your own voice, right? And make sure to own your voice, because it is extremely unique. So cool, now time for the song. We haven't done much singing today, but it's really important information that I've shared with you guys. I really hope you guys use it in your vocal journey, right? Okay, so let me quickly go to the lyric part of the song. First, I'll show you guys the lyric and then we'll sing along. And once we do it once, we will go back and sing without the lyrics. You guys have to repeat after me, okay? So cool, I'm starting the song. So for those of you who are joining us for the first time, it sounds like this. So this is where we're singing. Also, there is a video of the song as well, which I've sung on the YouTube channel. For those of you who are watching for the first time, please go to our channel and refer to that video for the full song. So it's called It's a Beautiful Day. That is the song's name. Now, till now, what we've worked on is the verse. Let me quickly recap it for you guys. And for those of you who attended the previous classes, sing along with me, right? See the sun shining in the window. Time to start a new day. Can't you hear the songbirds singing? They're gonna sing out loud and say. So that is verse 1. Now let's take a look at verse 2. Okay. Look around, there's a world of beauty. From the mountains to the sea. And there's a wonder around every corner, awaiting there for you and me. So hope the verses are clear, guys. Now let us go to the chorus. So the last week we did the first half of the chorus, right? So let us end it on the verse and then let's start the chorus, because there is a big jump there which you guys need to take care of. So, can't you hear the songbirds singing? They're gonna sing out loud and say. And then now the chorus, that it's a beautiful day for running in the sun. A beautiful day has just begun. A beautiful day to do what I wanna do. So let me sing it again a bit slower. Can't you hear the songbirds singing? They're gonna sing out loud and say that it's a beautiful day for running in the sun. A beautiful day has just begun. A beautiful day to do what I wanna do. Right, so the first line of the chorus goes higher in pitch. So I've told you guys, if you're not able to follow, please feel free to switch to your falsetto or your head voice, even if it goes, can't you hear the songbirds singing? They're gonna sing out loud and say, instead of going that it's a beautiful day, even if your voice goes, beautiful day, and you switch, that switch is there in your voice, it's completely okay. Or even if you sing it a little brighter, even if you can't sing the lower notes, even though it might not sound very pleasing, please feel free to switch. Don't strain your voice, and then slowly aim to start smoothing out that transition. The more and more you practice and the more you follow the body posture and the warm-ups that we've discussed today, your voice won't be strained and you can push the air upwards needed to sing higher, right? Okay, so now let's take a look at the second part of the chorus. So let me start from the first half. So the second half is basically the same melody or the same tune, just the lyrics are different and it just ends slightly differently, right? So starting from the end of the verse, can't you hear the songbirds singing? They're gonna sing out loud and say that it's a beautiful day for running in the sun. A beautiful day has just begun. A beautiful day to do what I wanna do. Yes, it's a beautiful day just to be alive. A beautiful day, so glad that I've got a beautiful day, and I like to share it with you. Right, so it's such a lovely song, and the second half of the chorus is pretty much the same as the first, only the ending is a bit different. So if we started, the songbirds singing, they're gonna sing out loud and say that it's a beautiful day for running in the sun. A beautiful day has just begun. A beautiful day to do what I wanna do. Second half, it's a beautiful day just to be alive. A beautiful day, so glad that I've got a beautiful day, and I like to share it with you. So let's just tackle the second half of the chorus, then I'm gonna stop the lyrics and you guys have to repeat after me, right? I hope you've memorized the lyrics I asked you to last week. So we'll start with the second half of the chorus. Yes, it's a beautiful day just to be alive. Sing along. A beautiful day, so glad A beautiful day, and I like to share it with you. Hope you guys got that. Now let's do the whole song, guys. Please memorize the lyrics. So if you want me to do the chorus once again, I'm getting a few. Okay, so let's do this. So let's start with only the chorus, the whole chorus, then we're doing the whole song, right? Okay. Can't you hear the song? So why I'm singing the last two lines of the verse is because it gives you like a takeoff point, right? For the chorus, it makes it easier for you guys to sing rather than just starting off with the first line of the chorus, because we go high in the first line, right? Okay, so let's start with the last two lines of the verse. Can't you hear the songbirds singing? Gonna sing out loud and say that it's a beautiful day for running in the sun. A beautiful day has just begun. A beautiful day to do what I wanna do. Yes, it's a beautiful day just to be alive. A beautiful day, so glad that I've got a beautiful day, and I like to share it with you. Okay guys, great job. Now let us do the song without the lyric, and I'm gonna sing each line and you guys need to repeat, because this is the preparation you guys have for the next class, and I don't want any excuses next week that you don't know the song. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Yeah, repeat after me. As soon as I sing each line, I'm gonna give you the space and you guys need to sing there. Okay, start. See the sun shining in the window. Your turn. Time to start a new day. Can't you hear the songbirds singing? They're gonna sing out loud and say that it's a beautiful day for running in the sun. It's a beautiful day has just begun. A beautiful day to do what I wanna do. Yes, it's a beautiful day just to be alive. A beautiful day, so glad that I've got a beautiful day, and I like to share it with you. Your turn. Great. Now the second verse and chorus. Ready? So the next week we have to do the whole song without any breaks. Cool. Let's start. Look around, there's a world of beauty. Your turn. From the mountains to the sea, there's a wonder around every corner, awaiting there for you and me. Back to chorus. It's a beautiful day for running in the sun. A beautiful day has just begun. Your turn, guys. A beautiful day to do what I wanna do. Yes, it's a beautiful day just to be alive. A beautiful day, so glad that I've got A beautiful day, and I like to share it with you. And we also have just an outro section, so let me just quit to the lyric part here. So if you see the outro, so just the song ends with day just to be alive, a beautiful day, so glad that I've got a beautiful day. I just want, and I like to share it with you. I like to share it with you. I like to share it with you. So the song ends that way. So just the ending is a beautiful day, so glad that I've got a beautiful day, and I like to share it with you. I like to share it with you. Wanna share it with you. So that's how the song ends. You can refer to the ending also on the sing-along track that is in the channel. So guys, hope you guys enjoyed this song. This is a lovely little song and I really enjoyed teaching it to you guys. So I'll see you guys next Monday then. Please practice well and please use all the tips that we've discussed about vocal health, your posture, warm-ups, all of that. Please follow it so that you can improve your voice and your singing quality. So then I'll see you next Monday at 4. For those of you who have not watched the previous live, go back and watch all of them so you're up to date with what we do next week. And as I mentioned, everything can be found in the description below, all the material that I'm using in the classes. And if you don't have the SIF Young Artist app yet, please do get on the app. All our material and the video content is on the app as well. Fine then, I'll see you next week. Bye bye, take care, keep singing.